Estoy acá solo por el caso de que te hagan una pregunta en español para traducir a toda la gente. ¿Ok?
Está bien, está bien.
Valentina, over here. This is your first fight week as not champion, so I'm just curious, what's that been like walking around sort of without the belt? Has it been weird? Has it been motivating? Do you feel like a contender again? How do you feel about this fight week?
Different, I would not say that, because fight is fight. It's kind of like you have to do all the same in the cage. In the octagon, you have to perform the best what you have, right? And speaking about fight nights, I have very good score fighting on the fight nights. All my main event in the fight nights, I was very successful. So for me, it's another like good thing.
And looking back at March, I'm guessing you've gotten a chance to review the footage and stuff, and you've mentioned how you made a critical error that cost you the fight. Can you just give us your thoughts on that performance and that moment? Do you still feel like it came down to just making a crucial mistake that costed you the fight?
So first of all, like watching fight back, I would say I was winning all the fight. From first to the fourth round, like except the last moment of the first round. And another thing, like right now, what is my mindset and my like focus, I won't go back to the March. I won't go back and thinking about like what happened there. I did it already. I did it through all my training camp. I did it like for all these months. And right now, I'm a person who is motivated, who is like get rid of that feelings what it was back then in the March. I am very like determined what I have to do this Saturday. That's why it's my mindset. It's never like watch back, because everything what I had to take from the fight I already took. Now with all this like strong energy, positive energy, like no mercy, go to the end, I will step into Saturday.
Yeah. And you say no mercy. Do you feel like you're entering this fight a lot more ruthless, out to make it definitive this time more than the one before?
I would say I have no choice.
Do you feel like, if you say you have your no choice, do you feel like this is maybe your last opportunity at regaining the belt?
No,
or why
I
do you
don't
feel like
say
you have no
that is the last opportunity, but the position what I am right now, I have no choice for any like sentimental things. It's like, it's no time for that. It's like, it's a fight. And in this fight, I have to be like very, like just go without any step back. Just only forward, always forward.
Yeah. And I know that you like to travel and mix things up with your training camp. If you can give us some insight as to how did your preparation for Noche UFC looked?
It looked amazingly strong. It looked amazing. I was training for 3 months in Tiger Muay Thai gym. I had amazing training partners. Last 10 days, like 2 weeks I'm spending here at my home in Las Vegas, and I have amazing training partners as well from Andrade Muay Thai, local here Las Vegas, from Smiley Academy. They came from Florida to support me, and yeah, just like with all these people around me, I feel I'm stronger than ever.
Yeah. Is there an emphasis or an area that you focused on that you feel like is going to be key for Saturday?
Everything.
Everything?
It's MMA. There is no one thing. It's like many fights that we could watch, and you could see like fighters, they focus on grappling, but sometimes they just land with a strike and they kind of like confused. So that's why in MMA you just cannot focus on one thing. You have to focus on everything.
Yeah. And this is obviously an immediate rematch. If you win, you guys are going to be tied up one-on-one. Do you feel like there's going to be a trilogy between you and Alexa?
You know, for me right now, I'm not thinking about like anything further this Saturday. For me, there is only one day that it's like my future. It's Saturday, September 16, and this is only one fight. After that, yeah, I will think about whatever it's like coming to my mind. But right now, only this day, only this victory.
And you'll be fighting on September 16th, which is Mexican Independence Day. We know that you're very fond of the Hispanic culture. You've lived in Latin America. Hablas muy bien español también. So just wanted to get your opinions on fighting on, I know you're not Mexican, but fighting on that date that's special to Latin America, a place that's near and dear to your heart.
It's a huge celebration for the country, and I have so many friends in Mexico. I have so many friends in all Latin America, in Peru, in Brazil, Argentina, and every part. Yes, definitely. I go with all my heart to fight on that night, and as I mentioned, after I win, we're gonna celebrate all together.
And I'll add one more. A lot of people don't know this, but a lot of Hispanics are also supporting you, especially obviously Peru, since you have a really close connection there. Do you almost feel like people may see it as you're entering enemy territory because it is Mexican Independence Day and you're fighting a Mexican? But do you feel like that's not going to be the case, that you're also going to have a big part of the Hispanic crowd in your favor?
It's never the case. Through all my career, I had amazing fan base, amazing people who supports me all over the Latin countries, all Spanish-speaking people, and every time was very strong in my heart. And it's never the case. I fight in my home. I fight in Las Vegas, and no matter what's happening outside of the octagon, inside of in the octagon there is only 2%, and this is what is matter.
Thank you. Good luck.
Valentina over here. Obviously, there's going to be a big Latin American presence this weekend, and like we just mentioned, you have a Latin American connection by way of Peru. How has it been like for you as you see Peru advance in the mixed martial arts community, as you continue to see more Peruvian fighters reach the top and enter the UFC?
It's amazing. It's kind of show how people develop, how they work on their skills, and no matter how hard is that, if you put all your heart in what you are doing and you are truthful to your way in the life, it's gonna pay off. It's gonna be everything successfully, and it's everything what is matter. It's continue your journey, continue do what you are think this is right things. And I'm thinking, I'm speaking not only when you're in this moment you are saying this is the right thing and you do that. In 5 minutes later, oh, maybe it's not right, I switch to that. No, strong person has to have one way, and they can take the best from everything to make it even stronger and even better. And this is if you continue your journey in the one way, taking the best from everything, this is what kind of key for success.
And back to the fight this weekend, I know you just touched up a bit on your mindset going into this. How differently do you approach this fight mentally, knowing that your opponent is going to be the person that took the belt from you last time out?
No, it's nothing changed. It's kind of same person. It's whatever happened, it's happened, and I don't care what it's was. Yes, definitely, it's not the best situation for me. It's changed, but in the fight, there is your skills against her skills, and I know that happened not because she's better than me. It's happened because it's happened, because it's MMA. And I know exactly if I do fight as I supposed to fight, as I did all these years when I fought, it's gonna be an amazing fight. And this is my goal, to show amazing fight, to go there, destroy my opponent, take the belt, and go back home.
And one more from me. Just want to get your thoughts on what you think is going on in the rest of the flyweight division, right? A lot of contenders emerging. It seems like it's shaping up to be one of the more exciting divisions in the promotion. What are your thoughts on everything that's going on in your division right now?
I was saying this all time long, and I was saying that the flyweight is going to be the future of female division. It's the most exciting fighters, more interesting fights to watch, and now finally people accept that, because it's kind of I feel something new, and people start to oh, maybe it's not like that. It happens the same with the belt, right? When it was all belt in 2019, I think, in 2019 UFC presented new version of the belt, and some people, they said oh no, we like the old better, but now no one can imagine there was another belt. Everyone used to see this belt, and everyone accepts this belt. This happens the same with the flyweight division. When it's just created, all people start to say, oh, this, that. It's bantamweight is stronger, strawweight is more interesting, but now with time pass, they finally agree to accept the flyweight is the best female division.
Actually, just one more from me. What's the message you have for your fans that are tuning in from all over the world to see you, hopefully for your case, get the belt back?
I just want to say thank you very much for everyone who supports me, to everyone who believes me, to everyone who sending me the best energy, the messages they send me all over the world. And this fight night, this Saturday night, we're gonna fight all together, and we're gonna take this belt.
Valentina, Willie Ramirez with the Associated Press. You're pretty focused for Saturday. How long did it take for you to sort of forget? You keep saying, what's done is done, it's in the past. But that was it. You mentioned that you felt you were winning all 4 rounds right up until that moment. How long did it take for you to get over the loss mentally, get refocused, and get in this state of mind?
It's kind of like forget, but you never forget. It's will be with you all the time. But the most important, how you can step forward, how you can turn it into your side, in your powerful side. And what is for me, I don't know. I just was blessed to have my team, my family around me, my coach Pavel, my sister Antonina, my mom, all my training partners, like all people who around me, they believe in me. And if they believe in me, how dare I am not believe in me?
And last one for me, I asked Alexa this too, on a wide spectrum for professional women athletes. We just saw the World Cup in soccer. Coco Gauff just went to the U.S. Open. Tonight, the WNBA playoffs open here. You ladies are the headliners. As part of the spotlight in professional women's sports, how special is it right now as far as what we're seeing, widespread exposure for all professional women athletes?
I think it's very important because now we can speak and people, they are listening. But the most important is that we share the right words with the world, because we are female fighters. We fight the same way what is male fighters do. We train the same way, but we will always be like men and women, right? It's kind of like obvious, because me personally, I'm not pretend to be stronger than a man. I not pretend that I can beat any man like in my weight class or something like that. No, I do martial arts because I love it, because I feel this is my passion, because this is my way. And I very love to see another like girls who do the same way, not because they want to prove to something to someone. No, just because they feel good and they can do strong things, but with the touch of feminine, the feminine touch. And this is even more gonna be beautiful for the sport, even for this like dangerous and hard sport. But when we are female fighters fighting, we show the different like a different touch of the fight. And this is the beauty of this sport.
Hey, Valentina. There's a theory, because of your dominance, that you overlooked your last 2 opponents, Talia Santos and Alexa Grasso. I was just wondering if there's any truth to that.
Not at all. It's not about me. It's kind of like, yes, definitely when you are successful for so many years, it's kind of like affect you in some way, but it doesn't mean that you kind of like me thinking about my opponents, oh, it's going to be easy test or something like that. I never like that. I never said anything like bad about my opponents. I never said they are like, I don't have to train for them or something like that. I know it's a fight and everything can happen. And fighting with the best girls who are competing in the world, it's every time dangerous, and it's kind of like you just do your things and compete to prove that you are the best. And yes, I had tough challenges, but I passed them. And yes, they could fight back. For example, Taila Santos, she could do something, but it's not enough for the victory, and this is what it's matter.
Gotcha. Thank you for that. And then finally, Amanda Nunes retired. Are you bummed that you'll never get to fight her for the Trilogy?
First of all, it's kind of like Amanda. She's an amazing fighter. She did amazing thing in the sport, and I feel that many people, they kind of like starting to judge a little bit, to say like, oh, she's retired or something like that. But I want to say no one has the right to judge a fighter who did that much, right? Definitely me being her opponent, and I feel like we kind of like tied with her every time she's being asked about me, I'm being asked about her. And yes, definitely, I think our second fight, she didn't win. I think I won that fight. Many people think the same. And what I can say right now, if in the future sometimes she will feel kind of like she rested, she refocused, she feels she want to come back, I still plan to be around. So we still maybe will have this opportunity.
Thank you.
Valentina right here. Valentina, Alexa got a special belt for fighting on Mexican Independence Day. You've obviously been champion a long time and did not get a belt. Does your ego ever get bothered by something like that, or is it just what it is, they gave Alexa a special belt?
Tell me how many champions got the special belt beside Alexa?
Only one other, Yair.
So everyone should feel the same way as what you asked?
I don't know. Some people may have more ego, some it doesn't matter as much. I don't know.
Yeah, I will say that no matter what, if she got a special belt in this Independence Day, it's good for her, but it doesn't mean anything else.
I was watching your vlog where you preview, inside of your training camp. You talked about wanting to do more acting. You've always talked about, James Bond being multifaceted. Can I ask, have you thought about being the female John Wick?
It could be another option. I feel like personally more tied to James Bond because the character of the person, it's kind of like, I would say in 2 words, a person who knows everything, who know how to deal with the guns, he know how to shoot, how to drive a car, drive airplanes, motorcycles, boats, kind of like no situation, it's very dangerous for him, and I feel more tied to this character, and yeah, but John Wick, he is kind of like pretty, very, very close.
And then my final question, after the fight, will you be spending more time playing video games now that you're on the cover of the UFC game?
I'm very honored to be cover of UFC game. It's a huge motivation for me. Second female fighter who is on the cover of UFC fight game. And it's very inspirational thing for me. But from other side, for me, there is no after the fight at this moment. There is like everything for me, it's in the fight.
Thank you.
Valentina, during this camp and actually coming in here this week, do you feel more like you're the challenger, or you still have that connection to being a champion? Are you in here with champion mentality?
I cannot get rid about my nature. I cannot get rid. I'm not challenger. I'm, yes, in this situation, but I just cannot get rid of 17 times World Muay Thai Championship, 7 title defense in UFC. I just cannot throw it away. It would be like bad for any person who would like turn it different way. I know who I am. I know how strong I am. I know how dangerous I can be. And this is everything I will turn into my side for the Saturday.
Kind of related to that, you've never been a fighter who would come in and be super concerned with your persona and your brand. You just are who you are. But today, you really look reflective of someone who's coming in military fatigues. Do you have the mentality that you have to go to war on Saturday night?
In a certain way, it might be like that, but I'm not wearing today anything special. This is how you will see me like every day, mostly days, if I'm not dressed up for some events. So it's kind of like I'm just bringing my personality today. I bring in my like how I feel comfortable.
And final question for me. It's well known that your mom is a competitor, and she has a very unique perspective of you as a fighter, having been there herself. Could you share maybe something she said to you after the last fight, just kind of like some mother-daughter advice that she gave you?
Mm, in my case, it's very hard to say Motherdaughter because I was starting to practice martial arts at age 5 years old, and every time my mom, she is my mom, but she is more like a coach. She's more like a strong person, and she never like let her sentimental things go out. And I'm not used to see her like that. And it was very constructive discussion. She said like, okay, this is what you can do like better, this is what you can focus more, and we are not very sentimental. Like in my family, we just don't like it. We just don't accept that. And I know for maybe it's weird too much, or it sounds too much, I'm sorry. It sounds too much, but I feel that we don't do ballet, we don't do dancing, we are not like in other sports, we are in very like hard sport, MMA sport. That's why kind of like you just cannot let all these sentimental things get into your heart, especially before the fight.
Valentina, you've had rematches before, but does this because of how the first fight ended compared to your other rematches you've had?
I would say there is no comparison between rematches, even between fights, even between fights with the same opponent. It's every time gonna be the new history, the new chapter. And it's not only because of the fight, but also because how you approach to the fight. What is your mental condition right now at this moment? What is your training camp have been? What you ate, what you sleep, how you think? It's gonna be every time different. That's why for me it's new fight, new history, completely new everything.
You know, you've accomplished so much in your career, been there, done that, you know, won all these fights, had all these titles, like you said. Did it ever cross your mind at all after the loss to just call it a career there, or was it just too much motivation to get back in?
I remember like next day, no, not Sunday, Monday, I already was like texting my manager, Jennifer, and saying like, please reach out to UFC and say I'm ready to step back and like continue to fight and have another fight. So yeah, never, not even once thought like I didn't think about something else, only fight.
Awesome. And I know that, you know, everything comes down to Saturday. You're not at all looking ahead, but I'm just curious in the grand scheme, like when you started your career and stuff, like how long did you imagine fighting for? Did you think it would just be one of those things where you went as long as you possibly could until you couldn't fight anymore? Or were you like, once I'm 40, did any of those thoughts happen once you started your fighting career in general?
It's gonna be too silly for me to say like just making up some age, or like it's gonna be, oh, she doesn't know what she's saying. I hope to fight as long as I can, as long as my health will allow me, as long as my power and desire will allow me. But I really hope to continue this journey as long as I can.
Of course, best of luck.
On the personal level, after you've been on top, and you're still up there, but after you've been on top, have you noticed since you lost the last fight, a change in people around you, maybe not your family, but the way people treat you? Has there been any kind of, maybe it's subtle, maybe it's not so subtle, but can you feel a vibe from people that it's changed and how they view you?
Interesting, but I felt that. I felt that in other way. I felt more people supporting me. I feel more people cheering for me. More people wanna watch me. It's kind of like interesting. It's supposed to be the other way, right? But it's been what it's happening right now, and like yes, this is what I feel. It's kind of like huge this support from the people. What I feel coming into this fight.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Valentina, gracias por tomar tiempo con la prensa. Hablaste sobre ahí un poquito en inglés, o sea que en español, por favor. Ese apoyo que recibiste en la última pelea, no fue claro el resultado que deseas, pero ¿cómo se sintió cuando la gente te apoyó y estuvo ahí por usted? Porque sabemos que cuando uno se enferma o pierden la vida, en verdad sabe quién es su amigo y quién no es.
In Spanish now, of course, you're talking about the support that you got from people. It wasn't the result that you expected, but how was it for you? How did you feel to get that support? Because, you know, in illness or defeat, that's when you usually find out who loves you.
It was amazingly strong. It was, en español, you switch me. De verdad es algo que yo siento que me motiva mucho. Y todo este apoyo que yo tengo de la gente es muy importante para mí. Y como yo recién respondí la pregunta, que me siento este apoyo en doble, más que había antes de esta derrota. Y es increíblemente, no sé por qué así se pasa, pero ahora me siento mucho más como querida del público. Y esto que valoro mucho, valoro cada uno, agradezco a cada persona que me motiva, que me manda así buenas vibras. Y quiero decir, es muy importante para mí y quiero agradecer a cada uno. Muchas gracias por esta energía que me han dado.
It has been motivating for me and so important, and it's something that propels me to go forward. I would say I feel like I don't know why this happens, but it feels like I have double the support that I have, and I value that so much. I value that every single person has been around. It's very invaluable for me to have that, and I would like to thank everyone for actually giving me that support.
Y finalmente, para mí, personalmente, te podemos preguntar, después de esa noche, ¿pudiste relajarte un poco o poder tener un poquito de mejor descanso, decir, ok, ya podemos poner esto en pausa, porque siempre has estado ahí para el UFC, defendiendo tu corona noche tras noche tras noche, y tiene que ser impactante en tu vida profesional y personal, pero pudo un poquito de algo bueno poder decir, ok, así me puedo relajar y alejarme de esto por un rato y poder vivir mi vida sin preocuparme de ser una de las más importantes en el UFC.
And finally, for me, after your last fight, were you able to actually step back, rest a little bit, and think about things? Because you've always been out there so active, defending your crown, fight after fight after fight. And were you able to at least there was a positive out of this, that you were able to step back, rest, and say, and step away from it, just kind of to see, okay, this is what I need to do going forward. But you were able to step away from who you've always been, one of the most important people in UFC history.
Yo prefiero descansar con el cinturón. Sin cinturón no hay descanso para mí.
I prefer to rest with a belt. Without a belt, there's no rest for me.
Gracias, Valentina, y buena suerte el sábado.
Muchas gracias.
Valentina, rápidamente un par de preguntas para los fans hispanos. Si nos puedes comentar en español lo que me decías en inglés, que entras a Noche UFC con una mentalidad de no mostrar piedad. Háblanos un poquito de esta mentalidad que entras para este evento.
If you could please comment for all the fans out there in Spanish, where there's a mentality that you're coming into Noche UFC without any mercy, with that kind of mentality. Can you please elaborate on that?
Quiero decir que ahora mi meta principal, mi focus para esta pelea es solamente entrar al octágono, mostrar todo lo mejor de mí, porque he tenido un campamento increíblemente fuerte y así con toda la fuerza, con toda energía, solamente ir adelante, ni un paso atrás, adelante siempre. No pensar sobre quién está esperando algo de mí o algo quiere que yo haga a estas cosas, a otras cosas. No, solamente dejar mi corazón en el octágono. Esto es lo más importante para mí.
I just want to say that I want to have the mentality of after such a strong, one of the strongest camps I've ever had, I want to go and step into the octagon and show the best that I can bring. Always pushing forward, always pressing, never stepping back, never backpedaling on any challenges, and showing everyone I'm here for it, and this is what I can show to everyone, and show my best.
¿Y qué crees que tienes que hacer esta pelea diferente para cambiar el resultado el sábado.
And what do you think you need to do in this fight different from before to change the result?
Diferentemente, no creo que tengo que cambiar algo. Estrategia la misma, velocidad superior, fuerza superior. Entonces, con estos ajustes, yo creo que sería suficiente.
Differently, I don't think I have to change many things. It's just it's strength, more agility and speed, more better strategy. Strategy doesn't change. I don't think there wouldn't be anything besides better.
Y esta es una pelea bien grande para las artes marciales mixtas hispanas. Obviamente, pues tú vienes de otra parte del mundo, pero has representado muy bien a Perú y tienes lazos muy grandes a Latinoamérica. Si le puedes mandar un mensaje a la gente hispana que pues que está viendo dos peleadoras hablando de español en un evento estelar de UFC, si puedes mandarle un mensaje a esa gente que los va a estar apoyando el sábado.
And such a special night for the UFC, the first Latin American themed night. You obviously, you're not from Latin America, but you represented Peru so well. What is this message? Can you please give a message to all the Spanish-speaking fans out there? What does this mean, and how special is this night? You being in a main event for the night.
Quiero agradecer a cada uno, a cada persona que me está apoyando, con toda esta fuerza que me están brindando, con la energía que me están mandando, con todo este apoyo. Yo voy a entrar al octágono y hacer las cosas increíblemente bien para ganar mi cinturón otra vez y para continuar a crear mi historia en artes marciales.
I want to thank all the support and all the strength that you've given me, the vibes and the energy that you've given me, that I'm going to go on Saturday and get into Octagon and just do incredible things to continue to create history in this sport.
Thank you so much.